Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the Cuban edition, where we're now witnessing what we built last episode, the infamous Cuban Panama Canal. Some of you guys loved it, some of you guys hated it right now, but there's one thing you can't deny. It's made us a lot more efficient with exporting to the USA. I've since split the country now into two on the mainland anyway, but don't worry, once we've got all the roads and the bridges and all that, it'll feel like it's just any normal river going through any normal piece of land. Now, today, we need to make sure that we're running super efficient right now with exporting to the USA, and we do have the opportunity now at this point to eventually start bringing machines back. And I don't know which is going to be the first ship to actually have steel on board. I'm trying to check right now. You've got no steel. You've got no steel. Oh, there we go. So there's our first boat right now that's about to start exporting steel to the USA, which is perfect. So once it does start getting steel, which again, this will start producing more as we have more transport numbers increasing, we'll then have the ability to bring machines back. Now, it won't bring them back instantly because we have nowhere where we're currently delivering them to. Now, San Cristobal needs machines, so that's perfect. That's one city ticked off. And also, Matanza also needs machines as well. So that's two cities perfect, which is kind of hilarious that they're going to have to kind of come all the way down to train it all the way up when it's just there to there on these two. But I've got to do that anyway, only because the whole reason for this is currently when the ships are heading back, they are completely empty. So they only make money going this way if they're full and make no money coming back. If I can make them make money coming back, then we obviously benefit hugely. So welcome back, boys. If you're enjoying the series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. So we're rocking and rolling, boys. I can't believe we got that done in the last episode. It is a thing of beauty right now. It really, really is. The waypoints are all set up as well, so everything is super efficient. Now, before we do anything, we do need to increase the ability to store more goods at the truck stop here, but also have more vehicles going back and forth as well, seeing as we're about to increase the numbers of imports and exports. So Okay, so Miami also requires machines, so we'll inadvertently be also delivering machines to Miami, as well as bringing them back. So initially, we will produce machines, which is pretty good. So let me just configure this then to add a couple of extra cargo buildings to this. And I think we'll go this way. So if I go there, and can't go any further, but that's fine. What I'm going to do is just slightly pause, extend this just to about there, and then we'll do it on this side as well. I'm not sure if we're able to go the full distance, but we'll give it a go, boys. Oh, I think I've gone one too far there. Right, bring these all the way up to fill in the middle. So the purpose of this is I can get a few more buildings so I can kind of have a little bit more storage for us. So I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. I know this is completely over the top, but it will work out. It will work out as I'm about to get so many more vehicles connecting to it. I'll give ourselves another street access. So I'll put that... do I put it there or should I put it onto the side? I feel like we should put it there. And then I wonder if I can utilize this road to come through to connect up to this road coming down. It might speed up the process of getting the vehicles to and from. So put you there, doesn't really matter too much. And right now you can see that they just come in and then they come out via this road. So I wonder how much of it is going to change if we incorporated. Now this is the... I'm gonna go for the highest speed limit road. I feel like that should be pretty good. I'll bring this down, keeping it all in its same fashion. And then we'll go for a nice little bendy-wendy here. So, how does this change things? Okay, they just initially want to go that way in general anyway. Now, what if I up the speed limit to this road? So if I upgraded, let's say, all of this. leading in. Does it change much? No. Okay, that is their new favored approach, which means they're going to be a lot more efficient and a lot faster to getting in and out of Miami. Perfect. And then all I want to do is be able to store more goods at the building. So I'm just going to add a few more of these puppies in. There we go. Just to kind of really take advantage. So nothing is going to be going to waste. Beautiful. One last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the 8 vehicles. So we've now got 16. Right. I now need more goods to distribute. So we need to increase the exports even more. Now, this is something that will take time because we've got to wait for the transport numbers to increase before we start seeing like the steel plants start to level up and all that kind of stuff. That's just what we're going to have to wait for at this moment in time. So we might need to actually extend this port now. Thinking about it, it's becoming to get a little bit more busier. And we're going to have more ships coming in and out. So let's kind of configure it. So first what I'm going to do then is add, we'll keep that as it is there. We'll add an extra 2 cargo buildings down this way. And then we'll add a large dock just there. So I'm kind of trying to space it out. And I'll do another one, which I should be able to add you just there, which space out nicely. Very good, very good, very good, boys. And then let's do some landscaping right now. So we're going to do the flattening tool. I'm very familiar with this flattening tool from last episode. And then we're going to eat into all of this. There we go, there we go. And try and get it to where we can utilize multiple sides and have a lot of options when it comes to the landings. That's what I'm more bothered about right now, is having the options to the landings. Now, I feel like we need to do like a little bit of a key wall in ways, just to kind of make it look semi-realistic, and it's protected by the open waters. You got this little barrier there, and I think what I'm going to do, if it will allow me, now this obviously is going to slightly create a longer route for the ships to Mexico, but it's a natural sea barrier, a sea breaker, if that's how you want to call it. So the existing boats, they're going to be stuck in their routes anyway, but it just protects it from the open waters. Very good. Didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. I've caused more hassle for myself, which updating just goes round. That's fair enough. Right, landings then. We've only really got 2 landings, so we're going to add a few more in now. So we can have a multitude of boats loading and unloading, as this area is becoming quite important for us. And then we're going to tell the routes, which is the Pinar del Rio port right now, that you're able to utilize any of the landings that is currently available. And then we tell the US Cigar line that in the Pinar del Rio port, you can utilize whatever you like. Right, glorious. We can always be loading and unloading boats then at any time we need. Nice. So, we've just now got to increase the amount of stuff that's being placed here. That's all we've got to do at this point. So, is there any way in which we can increase the food? I think increasing the food means increasing the deliveries of what we currently got on the go, which we are really struggling to do at this point. We're completely maxed out on that line there, on that farm, sorry. Here, we're not maxed out. There is 2 here where we need to kind of add more better vehicles too. So I think what we need to do is we need to manage these vehicles. Is there a new type of vehicle I can now replace it for? So we've been utilizing for the longest time this vehicle here, which is a capacity of 9. We've now got vehicles that go up to 13, depending if we get the right vehicle. So 13 carries the grain. That's an extra 4. Oh, hold on. We got a new truck coming in. Okay, forget what I said. Forget what I said. We can potentially go 16. We can go, which is an extra 7 per vehicle. The US 6 dump truck. Right. So that goes from a 360 capacity on the whole line Wow, it almost doubles. With the same amount of vehicles. It almost doubles. Right, that in itself will be a huge game changer. That will be a huge game changer in itself right now. Now, we've got the grain line coming in, which is great. We've got then the cigar line, which delivers food and cigars, which we're going to manage these vehicles and we're going to replace them with something that carries cigars and food. Is there anything that does both? So, cigars and food, which carries 16, replace you. That's more deliveries. We've probably got one too many vehicles and then on at this point. And then I think we need to kind of talk about the ships soon as well. Now, at what point do we decide that this route going back and forth here is actually more beneficial being a train? You know what I mean? We might have to come back to that and sort that out. Now, that will bring more food over because there'll be more food for the ships to pick up. That one's filled up. That one's not so filled up. That one's not so filled up. So we can at least get the ships always being full. There'll always be grain dropped off and ready to be delivered to the food processing plant. That's fine by me. Cigars. Do we need to increase them? I don't think we do. We're just waiting for the shipment numbers to increase, which is great. So I'm doing as much as I can with that, and that's fine. That is fine. Over here, we've got the tobacco, which is okay. There's a lot of tobacco on the platform anyway. Planks. We could do with more wood deliveries. We've only really got one train doing that route. And is there a lot of wood available? There is. Oh, actually, I've got 2 trains. I think it's because the trains also do that extra stop with delivering the goods back. It kind of slows them down a little bit. Or was I between deliveries? Where's the other one? Have I missed it and can't see it? Wait, so you've got this train here, which is... Oh, it's just dropped off. I do apologise. You've literally just dropped off. And then you've got the coal coming in as well, which we're still not 100% sure on where the right balance is. Okay. Fair enough. So that's doing what it's got to do right now. There's nothing else it can do. I could maybe look at changing the ships to see if I can get faster ships. We'll start with the Mexico route first. So if I was to manage these ships and I was to replace all 10 of them, we do now have new boats available. So you can still buy the one that we've currently got. Holds 130, top speed of 32. And you can now change them to boats which are technically slower but can carry more. I think it might not be a good shout just yet. I don't know if it's a good shout just yet. Now, it's transporting cigars and food, which this can both do, and also brings back grain. So these ships could do it. They will be a lot slower, but they carry a lot more. So do I just replace them, then add double the amount of boats? Or do I just add double the amount of these current existing boats? Because of the speed limit. The speed is a lot faster. Let's just duplicate an extra 10 of these. Now, this might be a bit crazy. Okay. But it's all about getting consistent deliveries. And I think we might need to turn this into a train route as well, going back and forth. Unless these vehicles can uphold to what's currently going down, which I don't feel like they do. But at the same time, are they really reaching their max speed? So that vehicle right now is doing 40 kilometers. It could do 60, but I think the road is stopping them from doing their full speed. So we're going to upgrade the road. At least to there anyway. So those vehicles can now go up to 80, which is pretty nice. Not 80, sorry, they can go up to 60. Because 60 is their top speed. So they're 20 kilometers now faster on that strip of road, which means they get back and forth a whole lot easier. Right, I think we need to look at upgrading the Mexico harbor. So let's slightly increase the size of this. And I think we're going to have to go down the old dock route. So if I put that there and then put a landing on this, either side. Right, wait for it to update. And then change this to go into over there, just so I can then edit this again. To add in you. So we've gone from 1 landing to now 4. That's huge for us. That is absolutely huge. So manage the line, and we'll allow them to utilize all 4. So that allows us now to load and unload multiple ships all at once. Right, I can see this might have to be a train route, but at the minute, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Because I think it's actually inadvertently reducing slowly the amount of grain there on the platform anyway. So I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay. Right, a little bit of terraining right now we could do. We could kind of flatten out just to kind of meet us here. You might get the odd building or two now be a bit bigger. Just smoothing that off slightly. And we'll keep it like that. We'll keep it like that. Just trying to make things a little bit more efficient in my eyes. Alright, a lot of goods that can be picked up, which is great. And I'm hoping these grain trains now are going to be a lot more busier. Because it's constantly just wanting, isn't it? I could make the ship stop off here with the grain before making their way over there. But then that makes them trains completely redundant, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right, have we had the delivery of steel yet? No, none of them are actually produced any steel right now. So where's the boat with the steel on board? Here. Right, this USA line, we've got 19. I'm going to duplicate, so we've got 20. Then I'm going to duplicate again. So we've then got 40. So we need to increase the amount of ships on this line. So we've got to keep increasing the frequency of deliveries. Which I think they're all about to come out from the Mexico route, which will take some time. But just know that's happening in the background. Right, I think we'll leave it as it is for now then, because it is going to take a little bit longer to kind of settle down. Cigars are doing all right. Steel's being produced, which is perfectly fine. We're just waiting for deliveries to now happen. We've had some deliveries of wood, but we need to keep increasing those. I don't know whether it makes sense for me to add a 3rd wood train, but then again, the wood train is about to now arrive. Or it might be a case of just waiting till I can increase the capacities on the trains. Also, at some point, we're going to have to look at getting better engines. So that's something we've got to do as well. So until we're producing machines, there's nothing I can do elsewhere. So we might as well look at seeing if it's beneficial in any way to start sending alcohol to the USA via our Canal system. Because, I only say this because there might be stuff that we could bring to and from. We do not know yet. There's oil here. There's crude oil. Oh, I could bring grain back as well as machines. I've just realized that. And I could do the same to wood as well. Now, we'll just do grain. Holy moly, that's crazy. Right. Because then that's another thing we can instantly benefit from on the ships, because they're not every ship's gonna go back with like a ton of machines on board. So we can also bring back grain for that food area, which is slightly struggling. So let's keep it to the super speedy road. So place you down. Can we upgrade it in any way? And I'm just going to get this all connected. So, normal. Bring it so far down. Bring this so far out. And then we go for a nice bendy Wendy. Right, very good. And then building wise, we'll get the truck stop down. So we'll go quite wide and big. Bam. And then we'll do a new line that goes from here to here. And all it's doing is dropping off grain for the harbour. That's all it's going to do, and that's instantly going to work. I can't believe I didn't think of this. Right, so we call it my Ami grain export. So basically, the USA is going to be selling grain to us. That's cool. We're buying the USA grain. Nice. Right, let's change the colour of that. And obviously make them be able to utilize all the platforms. And I think what we'll do is is this one that can do grain? It's you. So we'll initially buy 10 and just see how we get on. Okay, we'll initially buy 10 and just see how we get on there. But that's instantly where we're bringing stuff back, which will obviously get dropped off at the harbour onto the train station, and the trains will take it all the way back down again. Very good. Very good. So in the meantime then, I could export, right, because on this platform, well, on we actually need to change some of the trains here, don't we? There's a lot here. So on the harbour, we are exporting cigars, and we are also exporting alcohol as well, which will become another product that these factories can export to. So USA could take the cigars as well as taking the alcohol. Now, around this current system, we are needing to pick up either grain, sugar, water, which we've got sugar and water. It does mean we could bring grain back, so the ships will make money coming back as well. Now, anything to do with oil around? There's grain there we can also take from as well, but I'm trying to think of ways in which we can make money both directions, so we're never losing money. There's additional wood, but it requires planks. Yeah. So I think what I could do is just export alcohol and cigars to the USA and bring grain back, because I can tell it to do what it needs to do. I know there's grain there. I'm very, very well aware of that. But the idea is to make the ships make money in both directions. Oh, I just realized a lot of the ships came from this shipyard as well that I just purchased. So that could work. That's more exports to USA, more money in our pocket. So let's have a little fast forward anyway, so let's get some progress now done. So why are these not picking up? The shipment number's there, but not a single one of them has decided today's the day to pick up the grain. It's very slow, this is, isn't it? It's very slow. Come on, boys. When are you going to decide that you can drop off the grain? I don't know, but we'll get the next route here set up as well. So, do I need to now build a better harbour? I'm not too sure. I don't think we do, actually. We can actually use the opposite side and bring this over here. Now, I'm going to have to make sure it utilizes all the waypoints first. So, from here, we come all the way around to there. So, let me pause this for a quick second and use all the same waypoints. So, this line should be identical moving around. Alright, very good. And then on the way back, alright, Right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Nailed it. I'm wondering, do I then build a canal running down this way? No. Seniac, no. Right, that's him. We're going to call it our USA export alcohol. I think it's about alcohol / cigars. I think I spelled that wrong, but it doesn't matter. And I'll make this a golden color because there is some alcohol going that way. But also allow them to utilize all of the landings in Miami and the one landing in this port here, but we're using the other one to what we're currently using, so we could get away with it. Right, that route set up, I'm now going to buy a grand total of 10 ships for... No, 20 ships. Because it is a long route. So, USA... export that one. Right, just waiting for the game to update. There we go. So that instantly right now, there's a lot of ships on the go, but we are in our shipping industry. We are an island. That instantly gives us, if I quickly pause, it gives this cigar factory a ton more customers. It also gives this bottling plant a ton more customers as well. Now I need, right, to be able to export more goods, move some more goods around. This just is not cutting it right now, these trains. I don't know whether there is now new carriages I can maybe add to it. I don't know how long ago that I did these. So I've got them gondolas on, which are 12. There is no new gondolas. So I think it might be a case of just adding a third train to that line. That's coming back not really full to the brim just yet. That's doing what it can do, but it can't produce as much as it transports. So hopefully that should now increase things. More deliveries coming in there. That third delivery should keep us going consistently. So we'll see. Again, I've got to change the engines at some point so the trains run a little bit faster. But you're picking up right now, which you are almost filled up. And then these transit numbers should eventually start to increase. I don't know how much is going to change the Jamaica line. It remains to be seen. It does remain to be seen. But I do now have a lot of ships on the go. So we are creating a very, very busy shipping nation at this point. Very, very important. Very, very busy. New vehicles as well, which is good to see. We just dropped off a ton of planks. So it's because it's such far distances, I'm now in this weird position where I have to wait for industries to catch up. Like, for example, this has now got its transport number up. So we're just waiting for everything else to fall into place. Well, I can't do anything until we're producing more and more machines. Now, are we now producing machines? Well, we've got the goods. There's no shipment number increasing yet, but we should technically be able to drop off of a truck unload stop, which is there. Oh, it doesn't reach where we actually have the machines just yet there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a new truck stop. And see if I can get it to actually sit in the middle. To which I can. So this is the radius currently of that. Where this is the radius of that, which is so much better. So we make this instead stop here and not there. Utilize all the stops. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Which should then mean we are now... There we go. We're now starting to produce the machines. Fantastic, boys. And as soon as that starts leveling up, the better. We got a ton of goods there. How are we doing over here, by the way? We've got to wait for these transport numbers to increase. So everything is a bit of a waiting game now. Everything is actually a waiting game. But the one thing I didn't say, though, is to this shipping route that's going to the USA, to control it, to tell it what it needs to do. But I don't think it can do anything else anyway. It's going to bring grain back, and it's going to take cigars and alcohol over, so I don't think I need to worry too much as of yet. But things will now change for us. We're going to have more deliveries coming in, which is good news for us. And more shipment numbers as well. Now, how are we looking over here in Jamaica? There's a lot of goods on this vehicle run. So let's now quickly change it. So delivering alcohol and cigars. So let's replace these vehicles. We've got new cargo. So 15 versus, for example, 16 here, depending on which one. So alcohol and cigars, 16 here. Replace those. So it increases our capacity dramatically. And we'll be able to get through a little bit more of the backlog. So we're going to change the road as well. So it's going to be a lot speedier. Because they're doing 50. We can go faster than that. So they should be able to now go up to 60, which is an extra 10 kilometers, which makes a difference over time. It will make a difference. Right, very good. Big improvements, boys. I haven't really done much new stuff, but I've done big improvements right now, which should definitely increase my revenue. So this has got the sugar from there. It's got the water from here. It will also start bringing some grain back as well. So at some point, we're not going to have enough stuff available. So we'll have to think about alternative ways. We do have these here. So we've just got to pay attention to how dramatic it's going to be. A lot of ships now coming through, but eventually once they're spaced out, we shouldn't have this chaos. Because they're not following the line properly until they get to that destination for the first time. So there's not really much I can do right now, but this is so busy with ships. It is so busy with ships right now. It's crazy. I actually like the chaos. Right, there's a lot more grain and sugar now ready to take back. But these trains can't handle it. So I could edit them and put different gondolas on. So we're utilizing these gondolas, which carry 12. We're still in the 12 era. I could add more to them. Or I could add a third train. I don't know how a third train's going to work out on such a short run. But we do have signals, okay? We do have signals that can control everything. So let's go wait for this train to now make its way out. Again, I've got to eventually change the engines. Someone's a bit dramatic, aren't they, guys? So they'll take their turns right now. You'll get a more frequent arrival. So we'll see what happens. So this train's unfortunately going to have to wait, but it shouldn't have to wait that long. And we'll just have that little bit of an extra delivery, which does increase the rate of arrival. So we should theoretically start producing more food, or always consistently have something available to produce food with. So I think that is the right thing to do at this moment in time. Maybe at some point in the future we switch this up so we are able to accommodate more trains on this run. Have an extra platform or two. Extra set of train tracks. That is also a possibility in the near future. But I don't want to do too much if I don't have to, is the thing. So another delivery coming in. As that then leaves, another delivery is coming in. Did that just level up again? Was it that just leveled up? I heard a level up of an industry. I'm not sure who it was that just leveled up. Interesting. So we are now technically producing machines now, aren't we? That is a given. We could, in theory, now start looking at bringing the machines back to the mainland Cuba to distribute. But we're not going to be bringing that many back because it's not going to be producing that many. So many ships, right, boys? But that's only because there's not enough consumers currently available. We need to increase our coal numbers. So here's a coal train right now. I'm going to add a fourth one on board. Just increase those numbers because it's coming all the way from over here because obviously we're trying to make a little bit extra cash. But I think we're ready to start thinking about sending the machines from the harbour down here to where it needs to go to. Now, this is a real tricky one, okay? I don't know whether just to make it vehicles for now until we have enough available to turn it into a train line. Because the train line will be losing considerable amount of money for quite some time. Now, if I was to do that, how would I do that, more importantly? Because we would kind of want to be able to bypass Pina del Rio and this route. Not saying build a highway system, that's not what I'm trying to get at. But there's ways in which we can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pause real quick and I'm going to delete this part of the city. I know it's a bit of a pain, but bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to bring this running down. Okay. And then we're going to switch it to a highway style road here. To which I run alongside the edge like that. I do it again. What happened there? Right, let me scrap that and try that again. And then I delete the original one here. So the idea is, right, we're more likely to make money from a short little vehicle route than anything else. So if I was to now go ahead and bend that like that, but incorporate a bridge. And just play around with the bridge pillar collision issue is there. Which that's going to be a bit of a pain for us. Bringing this down a bit more. And then... Right, no bridge pillar collision issue there. That works gloriously. And then I've just got to run this. Right, come off that. Like this. What of these roads can I upgrade? All of them. So I did originally have something here for like a little truck unload stop. But the idea would be for this is to place a little truck unload stop here to where it can then deliver the machines, right, to San Cristobal via vehicle. And then once we've got a consistent flow of machines coming, once all the factories have then upgraded, we'll then look at switching this out for the cargo trains. Thus not to lose too much cash. So if I put you just there where the machines are, that should work out perfect. It is a little bit of a long journey, don't get me wrong. And I could upgrade a lot of these roads and increase their speed limits just to there. And that should be fine. So, new route. Oh, actually, I can't do the new route because I don't have the vehicle or truck stop just yet. So I'll just put it there. Easy enough. And to there. And then once I know I've got like a consistent flow coming over, I can then extend it to Matt's over there. Makes life easier for us. So utilize all of these. It's delivering machines. Very good, very good. And oh, I didn't give it a name, did I? So where's it going again to, sorry? Oh, we got new boats. Maybe they'll be a little bit faster. San. Oh, we've got the modded boats coming in right now. Chris. Am I spelling this right? Chris Tobao. San Cristobal. Machines. Easy. And oh, we've got new carriages. This is huge. This is huge. Right, where's the road depot? Do I have a road depot or did I get rid of it? I got rid of the road depot, didn't I? Yeah. Right, road depot right behind. And I'm just going to buy one vehicle just so they know what they're doing. And these ones are faster. So I do this one, it does all cargo. San Cristobal Machines. So what it does, like I said, it then well, it doesn't trick it. It then tells us that these machine factories have an additional consumer, which is San Cristobal. So we'll then start seeing machines get placed on the harbour at some point. And then once you've got a consistent flow of machines coming in, we'll then switch it over to a train line. I can't believe we've got loads of carriages right now. It means I can get rid of the third train on some of these routes. That's what it then means. This is huge news. Huge news, boys. Huge news. So where do we have a lot of goods? Like, for example, this tree route here. If I manage the vehicles and then we chose to... I mean, this is a point right now. Do I now choose to just replace the engines? And this is how I slowly now go through all my lines and change what we've currently got. So, for example, we do have diesel. That is now a potential. 1.1 million for that diesel. It seemed a little bit too expensive right now, right? So let me do build dates. We got the good stuff at the end. 900,000. I'm using the free fives right now, which they are 600,000 a year to run. And I might stick to them unless there's a better alternative. Right, let me go running costs. So there's the free 5. So 1,000 kilowatt power, tractive effort 115. So these are not much more and better. I might go for this Russian class. No, I might go for the China one here. Because the tractive power and power is so much better. It's not as fast though. But with the route it travels, I don't think it's even going to get up to 80. It's more about the acceleration. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Oh no, I'll go for this Mikado. Right, add you. And then cargo. We're looking at now at build date again. The flat car side stake, so 13, 18, 18. So we're looking at the 18 ones. They're lighter, so better on the train. And then we'll give it, so it had a 156 capacity before. We'll give it a 198. So it shouldn't change the trains too much. I'm trying to find one of them now. There's one of them. Shouldn't change the length of the trains too much. If anything, it might have made it a little bit smaller. But it can now carry more goods. That's perfect for us. So we're just looking at where we are slightly overloaded. So we'll definitely do it to this line here. And replace these. So the Mikado. This one here. It's a USA train as well, by the way. And we need the gondolas for them. So the ones that carry 18. This is lighter. And they're doing a 2... 2.8, what they're doing? We're making them do a 306 capacity. Which one of them is long? Oh my goodness, it might be too long, actually. I've just realised. Right, here's one now coming in. I gotta decipher whether that's a little bit too long. I might have gone too long. Do you know what, actually? For that purpose, it's not too long because the crisscross is over there. It is too long. Don't get me wrong. But I think it might be okay. I think it might be okay to the point where the ore train might now be a problem. So replace both of these. And we're going steam again, Mikado, cargo, gondolas, which is the lighter one. You are the lighter one. 216 capacity. Oh, we slightly missed out there and actually picking that up. But that works out in our favour as well. So small little improvements should make a huge difference. And obviously we do have another set of train routes over here as well. We've now got grain on the platform because it's now being delivered. So the finances on these, I think we're going to replace all 3 trains as well. So replace them. Steam. So the argument is, yes, the engine costs more, but the increased costs gets outweighed by the additional cargo it's able to carry. So these weigh less, but they're longer. So we need to... I'm going to do a 108 in you. And then we also... Oh, San Cristobal needs fuel now. And then 108 there, which is a 216. So replace them. That gives us a little bit more room availability. The trains are a lot faster. They can carry now a lot more. Which makes a world of a difference. I think we now need to add a little bit of extra cargo buildings to this. Because some stuff is slightly going to waste. Right, that would do. There's a lot of goods here right now, so this line needs updating. So it carries alcohol and it carries the distilled goods as well. So steam, the Mikado. Is that the same one or is that a new one? Even I'm confused now. And then cargo, is it the boxcars or gondolas? It's the boxcars, right? 18, so alcohol, yes. So these are lighter, these ones. Oh, I meant to replace, aren't I? Sorry. Cargo-wise. S 216 capacity. Huge. But we're going to need it. We are going to be needing it, boys. So that'll be even more goods that can now be distributed on the ships. Because that ship's not going back particularly filled to the brim. So we need to up those numbers. And this is how we do it. This is how we do it. So the vehicles are eating into the backlog, but now the ship should be a little bit more busier. A lot of grain to come back, which is good. So it's getting there. We're trying to balance and get on top of our numbers. A lot of grain here, which we might now replace the vehicles, because I think there's better vehicles now, right? We're utilising these ones that carry 16. No, there isn't. Okay. I'll just duplicate. So we have 20 vehicles instead. Now I get more goods on this platform. Okay, very well, very well. How is the machines factory doing real quickly? So not yet leveled up, but I don't think we'll be too far. And then the steel plant over here. Looking like it's going to be needing more ore. Lots of coal coming in. Where's the ore train? Do we need like a third ore train, do you reckon? There's an ore train there. Where's the next ore train? Is that it there coming back? Yes. We might need a third ore train to keep up with the demand. That'll help us out there. And how are we doing on wood? There's a lot of planks and a lot of steel to take back, which is what this train here does best. So dropping off, picking up. Off it goes. There's a lot of tobacco to take back as well. Right, this is working out wonders for us. We haven't had a single machine yet, I don't think, come back, right? Oh! I forgot it required food. And it requires cigars. So technically, we could also take back cigars to San Cristobal. Which has given us more people. Oh my goodness me, I didn't even realise that. So actually, right, this line could now become a train. I didn't realise that. Right, we'll do that next episode. Let's not worry about that just right now. Which means we need a lot more stuff being delivered there. Which these numbers are slowly being upped. Everything is just kind of ramped up all of a sudden. And I'm all for it. Everything has just dramatically ramped up. So the ones taking the tobacco then. We're now going to manage these vehicles and replace them real quick. So we're going to steam that beautiful Mikado right now. Is what we got to go for. Which is there. Cargo wise. It's the gondolas, right? No. Boxcars? Yes. And we'll give these a capacity of 216 each, which gives us an extra 100 on the line, but it might be a case of where I need a third one. It's all dependent. It's all dependent right now. I've got to clear the tobacco backlog though, because it is ruining my steel and planks. But here's one coming in right now, which will completely pick up. There we go. So I think 2 will be fine. I think the 2 will be fine. I won't add any more vehicles to this. We're going to replace that with a train next episode. So that means we'll have more tobacco being delivered, which then means more money being made. Is this the train that goes back and forth with the cigars? It is. Why is it bringing tobacco back? Who's taking tobacco? The USA. Why are you taking tobacco? Because it's then taking the tobacco back down to here. Ah. Right, manage the line. So in the Pinar del Rio port, you do not load tobacco. Which then that will then mean it doesn't get dropped off down here. That's where you got to be careful right now. As soon as you start linking all these lines, you can quite easily be distributing goods to places that you shouldn't be distributing goods. So that number was slowly now died down as they're not able to deliver it, which it now slowly is. Right, very good. Very good, boys. More tobacco over there is needed. We're getting there. We are slowly getting there. We're just going to up our numbers of the food deliveries, or the grain and the sugar and all that. Like I said, we're slowly getting there. Perfection. A lot of moving parts, but we're definitely getting there. A lot of ships as well, by my add. A lot of ships as well. Oh yeah, to the point where there was like a new variation of ship I could potentially look at, wasn't there? So if I was to replace all these, we now have the... Oh, we've got 2 variations. So we've got 32 kilometers. That's all I'm really bothered about. So these could carry more. They're 2 kilometers slower. I'll think about it. I am liking the extra 2 kilometers at the moment. It does, over time, with the distance that they're traveling, make a huge difference. So yeah, we'll leave it like that. So Pina del Rio food. Is looking super busy. How's the fruit line doing, by the way? That's making profit. Now we've got a train backlog because we've added more trains. We might need to start thinking about ways in which we can switch some of this stuff up in the future. That train's now coming in, so that's why it's waiting so long, because they're now waiting to go back and forth. So yeah, because there's so many lines now coming in, it is a case of, well, we've got to see who is taking what route. Like, for example, this food line right now, would it benefit from having another secondary set of tracks that runs separately into there? Could potentially be a thing. That would ease some burdens. Could I then keep this completely separate that runs through there with having a separate line there? Yes. And I think that's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to redo this next episode. I've got some plans for that will work out really, really well. Right. Very good. Everything seems to be going to plan. Is there still enough coal on the platform over here? There seems to be. But we have to be a bit careful about that, boys. We have to be a bit careful. Seems to be. So things are rocking. Things are rolling right now. We seem to be doing all right. We seem to be doing all right. So if we can fine-tune that setup, then trains will be a little bit more efficient. Perfect. So the goal is to eventually get machines being exported from the US to Cuba as us buying them. We're doing it. We are technically doing it, boys, but it's only minimal amounts. We've still got to get that transport numbers completely up right now. The USA cigars stuff here, which goes all the way down to here, wanting a lot of grain right now. Is that true? Yes, those ships are doing their thing, so we might need to add a few more ships to all of this. But it's upgrading a bunch of our buildings. That's now maxed out with all the deliveries that it's getting. So that will keep maxing out, and we'll keep the deliveries rocking and rolling. Guys, I feel like this episode has just ramped up production of everything. We need bigger ships and more of them. That's what we're going to look at in the next coming episode. So, have we had any record income years lately? Yes. Our record income year of 2 years in a row, 163 million. Guys, on that note, we're going to end it here. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.